In the tranquil suburbs of Willow Creek, where white picket fences lined the streets and the scent of freshly cut grass lingered in the air, Emily Davis lived a seemingly idyllic life. Yet, behind the facade of suburban perfection, a sense of unease festered within her, like a festering wound refusing to heal. Emily, a woman of ethereal beauty, possessed a delicate grace that belied the turmoil churning within her soul. Her chestnut locks cascaded in waves down her slender frame, framing her delicate features, while her emerald green eyes, once vibrant with life, now bore the weight of an unspoken terror. It was a crisp autumn evening when Emily stepped out of her quaint suburban home, the fading sunlight casting long shadows across the deserted street. A chill wind whispered through the trees, sending a shiver down her spine as she hugged her coat tighter around her trembling form. The once familiar surroundings now felt foreign and hostile, every shadow concealing unseen threats, every rustle of leaves sending her heart racing with fear. As Emily ventured further from the safety of her home, the feeling of being watched intensified, a suffocating presence that seemed to envelop her like a dark cloud. Her senses were heightened, every sound amplified in the eerie silence of the night. The distant hoot of an owl sent a chill down her spine, while the flickering streetlights cast eerie shadows that danced at the corners of her vision. With each step, Emily's heart pounded in her chest, her breath coming in ragged gasps as she quickened her pace, desperate to escape the suffocating grip of fear. But no matter how fast she walked, she could not shake the feeling of impending doom that clung to her like a shadow, a malevolent force that seemed to follow her every move. Suddenly, a sound shattered the silence, a low, guttural growl emanating from the darkness ahead. Emily froze in her tracks, her blood running cold as she strained to pierce the veil of shadows that obscured her path. The hairs on the back of her neck stood on end as a sense of dread washed over her, the primal instinct to flee warring with the paralyzing grip of fear. With trembling hands, Emily reached into her purse, her fingers fumbling for the small canister of pepper spray she kept for emergencies. Clutching it tightly in her trembling hand, she steeled herself for whatever horrors awaited her in the darkness, her pulse racing with adrenaline-fueled anticipation. And then, without warning, it happened. From the depths of the shadows, a figure emerged, its form shrouded in darkness, its eyes gleaming with a feral light. Emily's breath caught in her throat as she stared into the face of her tormentor, a twisted mask of madness and malice that sent a chill down her spine. "Who are you?" she whispered, her voice barely above a whimper. The figure said nothing, only grinned, its lips curling into a sinister smile that sent a shiver down Emily's spine. And then, with a sudden burst of movement, it lunged forward, its hands reaching for Emily's throat with a deadly intent. With a cry of terror, Emily lashed out with the pepper spray, the liquid stinging the figure's eyes as it stumbled backward with a guttural curse. Seizing her chance, Emily turned and fled, her heart pounding in her chest as she raced toward the safety of her home, the echoes of her footsteps mingling with the haunting whispers of the night. But even as she ran, Emily knew that the nightmare was far from over, that the darkness that had stalked her for so long would continue to haunt her every waking moment, until she could find a way to escape its clutches once and for all.